Good morning. It's Johnny Sunshine. It's Keep the Bucket Close Monday. Johnny ate a lot yesterday. Could be dangerous today. Just spent some quality time with my toilet. A 4-flusher, courtesy flush. Every time I flush, I think my bottle brush tree is going to really do well. So I don't mind, you know. A couple extra flushes. That food I made yesterday was delicious, man. Unbelievable. So I ate more than I should have. And I go to sleep after I had, you know, brought my neighbor some food. They text me back, telling me how good it was. Woke me up. They were very appreciative. And I felt good about doing that, man. What she's going through is there's so many emotions, man. First the shock of it, then the fear, and then fucking reality sets in and you realize, okay, this is where I am. How do I get out? How do I get through? And everybody dealing with it does it in a different way. But I think we all got to check the boxes, you know. In a lot of ways, it's the way you deal with it is very, very similar, you know. But anyways, it's Monday. It's a beautiful, beautiful morning. Let's see what time it is. What time is it? 8:40. Uh-oh. Johnny's got a message that I didn't have a couple minutes ago. This could be bad. This could mean work. I'm looking at no job in Lakewood Ranch. This guy, man, these guys, they get busted, you know, for doing a job without pulling a permit. And then they go to Craigslist and they try to find a guy who's actually got a license. And they want you, you know, their job got red tagged. And then they want you to go out there playing second fiddle with you're the guy who's got the license. And they want you to bail them out. I don't know this guy from a hole in the wall. And I'm never going to know him because I've already deleted his things. I told him I don't do it, and he just keeps calling me. So, anyways, today is a great day in America. It's funny and a little ironic that O.J. Simpson died last week and nobody really gives a fuck. I don't think there are too many people out there that believe he didn't kill his ex-wife and her little fling. That was deemed the trial of the century. I remember watching it. It was a big deal. And the guys that I worked for, they were pretty racist. I mean, they were just flat out racist. The N-word was flying around all the time. And you can just imagine what they were saying about him. And it was uncomfortable for me because my wife is a woman of color. Black woman. And so it was uncomfortable for me. But today is Monday, Keep a Bucket Close Monday, and Donnie Boy is setting records again. for the first time in history, we're going to have a criminal. I think his case that starts today, Donnie's off the trail. He's off the campaign trail. He's going to have to be sitting in court every day now. And he better keep his mouth shut or he's going to be sitting in jail. And he probably wants that. He probably wants to do time. He probably, you know, he'll paint it like he's some kind of a martyr, you know, like the government's just after him. Listen, if it was any of us who's done what he's done, our asses would have been locked up a long fucking time ago. They're giving this guy so much fucking rope, and he's just a delay guy, you know? His old lawyer, I don't know his fucking name. Roy something. But his tactic was just to delay, and he's tried it, and every time he does it, it gets denied, man. And for you people who think this is some kind of a left-wing cabal, it's not. Donnie's a criminal, guys. You know? Simple as that. He's been doing this shit his whole life. Just because everybody's doing it doesn't mean it's okay, man. Like Mr. Wonderful. He goes on television and he's like, well, I'm just going to pack my shit and get out of fucking New York if I can't break the law, you know, and tell people my 3,000 square foot fucking condo is actually 30,000 feet. I mean, it's only 10 times more. What the fuck? That shouldn't be a problem. So anyways, Donnie's going on trial today. And we're going to hear all the fucking gossip. We're going to hear all the facts of this case. And it's going to be hard for him to keep his trap shut, man. He's going to come out every day putting on his act. Like, everything he does. Even his, you know how he learned how to be a fucking rich guy? By watching Gilligan's Island. What the fuck was that guy's name? Livy's husband. That's how he learned how to be rich. This is how rich people act. Yeah. I've always said, I heard it somewhere and it just stuck, that Donald Trump is a stupid man's idea of a smart man. He's a poor man's idea of a rich man. He's just a fucking poser, man. He's a poser. He's a scumbag, man. And his ass is on trial. The first of 4. Tony Plumbob, do you see how quick that was? The first of 4. Yeah. Tony Plumbob hit me hard yesterday with my cooking video. His comment was, not a strainer in sight. Oh, goodness. Really, dude? In the cooking world, we call them colanders. And I have like 20 fucking 5 of them, you piece of shit. I'd like to send you some of that dinner. Tony, send me your address. I'll send you a nice fucking, Tupperware thing full of it. After I eat it and shit it into that fucking Tupperware. Make sure you warm it up. Yeah. Pop that lid so it doesn't fucking, blow up in your microwave. So guys, what's going to happen with this trial? Is Donnie actually going to get convicted and be sent to jail? Is that an option? I don't know. I don't follow it. I actually today, because of the rhetoric and the back and forth and the nastiness, you get pulled into it, and I just don't like where it's pulling me. So there was a couple guys on Facebook that I had to block this morning because I'm getting nasty with them. They're getting nasty with me. We're not going anywhere. The conversation isn't moving. We're circling. It's getting nastier and nastier, and there's just no point in it. It's like Tony Plumbob and by Mark HVAC. You know, I wonder what they had yesterday for dinner in the asylum. Fucking bread and water. You guys. And this new guy, the fucking bot, he had something nasty to say too. I don't even give a shit. So Johnny doesn't have any work today. I do have a backflow to go put in, but they've made it so fucking hard in Manatee County. They've turned it into just a fucking disastrous process. Permitting, testing. I mean, the damn thing's tested when it comes out of the factory. The fuck. Let us just hang that certification on there, and that's it. We'll see you in a year. But they want concrete around it, which is really going to make a mess. I don't know if it just makes it even worse. You know, somebody knocks it over, breaks it. Now you got to break up concrete to get to the pipes underneath. It better be 3.5 inches thick, and it better be exactly the same size or a little larger. Just too much, man. I mean, it's an easy thing. Lady calls me up. She's got an old 25-year-old backflow. Go out there and fucking replace it in 15 minutes, man. If I had a fucking $4,000 Pro Press set, you know. $200 worth of fittings, 15 minutes, and I'm still fucking $3,800 in the fucking hole. Yeah. So I kicked the dogs. There's just been a fuck fest here at my house. Too much. Fucking dog nut all over the fucking floor. Fucking these guys are just too much, man. Too fucking much. So I kicked them. They don't sleep. Gussie, since he came home, when I picked him up, he's been sleeping in my bedroom. He finds himself a nice little corner and he sits back there and sleeps. But he's noisy. He farts. Fucking dust. Every time he shakes off, there's like a cloud of just an unhealthy cloud for me. So what I'm gonna do is I kicked him out last night. I just kicked him out of my room and shut the fucking door. But I'm gonna be the boy in the bubble. I'm gonna have to cordon off some of my house. I'm gonna get one of those air purifiers. And my eyes, they felt really good this morning when I woke up without having 2 dogs sleeping on the floor. And Gussie's into this routine now of as soon as I get out of bed, he jumps in my spot where I was laying, like he likes the warmth of it or something. I don't know. And then he looks at me like, look at me, I'm a big boy. And I'm like, get the fuck out of my bed, man. You fucking dust ball. Got fucking laying in my bed and there's fucking shit stabbing me in the back. You know those little things you pick up from those hitchhikers or whatever the fuck they are. I'm like, Jesus. There's no peace in this world for Johnny. So yesterday I thought my girl was going to Uber her butt over here. She lives a pretty far away from me, and it's just a pain to drive. She doesn't have a car, man. It's just, come on now. Get up to speed. It's too much, man. Got enough shit to do. So she didn't come over and get her. I made a nice big bowl. Uh-oh. Incoming fire. Phillips Plumbing, this is John speaking. Hey, Kai. Where, in your house? Oh, shit. Right. Yeah, the plastic pop-ups are tough, man. All right, but when is she coming in? Yeah, is there any way I can do it tomorrow in the morning? Is that a pedestal or a cabinet? Yeah, yeah. Sometimes I don't, do you have putty? I think you should putty it underneath where that gasket goes up into the uh, sink. Put putty above the gasket and squish it into the threads, and give that a try. If it doesn't work, I can come tomorrow morning. I'll be there at 10 o'clock. Oh, I can't be there at 10. Shit, I got a job scheduled for tomorrow at 10. Probably be around noontime. Yeah, that's all I would do. Yeah, that's all I would do. All right, give me a call. Hey, did you figure out on that other job you called me on, what was that other pipe? You had two pipes coming out of a house. You couldn't figure out what one of them was for. Okay, so it was a water auto feed for the pool. Son of a bitch. All right, man. Yeah, all right, brother. Have a great day. Bye. This guy, his father or mother-in-law just passed away from cancer. Damn. Trying to save money, put his own faucet in on a pedestal, which is never easy, especially if you don't take it off the wall. The pop-ups leaking, which they always do, these plastic ones, for me anyways. I tighten them up hand tight, and if it drips, then I get the channel locks out and start cranking. But I always put putty around the threads above the gasket, and kind of clogs that up, because the gasket, they're pretty deep, coarse threads, and you could get water just running around that thread and coming out, you know. So you gotta stop it up with something. Pipe dope. I use putty. I've always used putty. Been doing that forever. Even before I went into business, I was putty in the bottom. Put a little bit around there, push it in the threads. The metal pop-ups, at least mowing, the thread's a lot finer. Really not an issue. The gasket's able to get in there and seal that up. But, yeah, these plastic ones sometimes, like the other day, both of those pop-ups leaked when I was done. And I had to crank them a little bit with the channel locks. So, today, you can see I just pushed that job off. Because Johnny gets in this mode early where that switch goes off in my head and says, Johnny ain't working today. I got shit to do. Clean my truck. I didn't clean it yesterday. This starting at 10 o'clock is great. Gives me time in the morning to just, you know, 3-4 hours, man, to just get into. Just can't do it the way I used to. I just don't want to, guys. You know what I mean? I'm doing it, getting up at the crack of fucking dawn my whole life and getting out there. Now I'm kind of easing into this, you know. And yesterday I come out, I was gonna run my dogs. I did. First thing, my neighbor across the street meets me at the curb and says, I need a hose washer for this thing here, her little spray nozzle. So I do that. I go around the corner, there's another woman, hey, my kitchen sink stopped up. I was like, well, you know, your fucking house is old, man. I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll be back. I'll bring my plunger on the second fucking trip around. And you can tell if it's in the waste arm, you can get it with a plunger. If it's in under the slab, good luck. You could spend 20 minutes plunging, maybe it'll bust loose. But otherwise, all you're doing is pushing the water up the stack, and then it comes back down. Pushes it up the stack, and when you have a stoppage in the waste arm, you can't, it's hard to plunge because it's blocked, you know. So the stoppage was under the slab, and I just said, hey man, I got shit planned for today. I'm not climbing up on this roof and getting all my sewer equipment out today. I'm sorry, man. I'm fucking old, and I just don't want to do it, you know. I mean, it's okay. It's okay to not want to fucking work all the fucking time, you know what I'm saying? I'm not the fire department. We work way harder than them guys. But when they work, it ain't fucking fun, I can tell you that. Running into a burning fucking building. But down here in Florida, shit, these boys sleep most of the fucking time. I mean, it's more, down here it's more car accidents that they have to respond to, you know what I mean? Than houses burning. When I was in Rhode Island, in my neighborhood, I mean, the houses were built in the 1800s, man. They were like a pile of kindling wood. And the electrical systems were old. So electrical fires, and there goes the 3-story fucking house, you know? People jumping out of fucking windows to get out of the friggin' house. My brother-in-law was a fireman. And he ran up to there were people on the 3rd floor. He went up the back staircase, and the whole fucking staircase collapsed on him. Luckily, he survived that, but he was broken back or something. And he retired, you know, he got off on a disability, man. I mean, he was really beat up. Dangerous job. And they earn it up there in the middle of winter. Fucking the water coming out of the hose freezes before it hits the house. It's like, let's shower this thing with ice, maybe cool it down. But yeah. So today is the trial of this century. When did that happen? Yeah, that was last century. The O.J. Simpson case. So I would say that this is going to be the trial of this century, at least this far, you know? We got another 75 years to go, and the way things are going in this world, I'm sure somebody will outdo Donald Trump here in the next 75 years, you know? For sure. So I've got a lot of this Frogmore stew. Guys, gotta try it, man. It's summertime. It's a great thing to do out in the yard. I built a beautiful, you need 1, 2, 3, 5. You need 9 cinder blocks and like 6 bricks, 6 or 8 bricks, red bricks, and you can build yourself a fire pit for this pot, a big one of those big pots, you know. You put a course of cinder block around, touching. You make a circle around the pot, and the cinder blocks fit, and you end up with a little space in front of it on the bottom. Inside of that, you stand up your bricks, and you put a grate. You could buy like a Weber grate, a replacement. Put it on top of the bricks. Now you got an air space under it to feed that coal, and you can put a board in front of it to control the amount of air going in. But then you put 4 more bricks and another grate, and you sit your pot on that, man, and you can throw coal in there. You can control the air, and that's how you do it. And when you're doing a big boil like that, the last thing you do is stick a fucking onion on top. And when that onion's done on the top of the pan, you just, a whole onion. You peel it, stick it on the top. When that onion's done, it's time to throw the shrimp in, man. And all the people get crazy. But on those bigger pans, I do have the strainer attachment, and I do it. Yesterday, I got all that shit up in the attic in my garage, man. They're so fucking big. I just have to stuff them up in the attic, and I wasn't crawling up there. Even though Tony Plumbob wasn't happy with the way I got the juice out of the broth out of that pan, you know, fuck you, Tony Plumbob. I got it done, and I ate that shit, and I passed it out like a good neighbor should, you know? Make your own pit, man. It really is great, man. Amazing. How I've done clam bakes and everything down here, guys. I've had all the seafood sent down overnight, live from Point Judith, man. Rhode Island. Clams, quahogs, a bushel of clams, a bushel of quahogs, made a clam bake with stuffed quahogs, clam chowder, red. We make red chowder in Rhode Island, or Clare. I like the red chowder myself. It's not Manhattan. It doesn't have celery and carrots and shit in it. It's just potatoes, onions, and clams, man. And some chopped tomatoes. Yeah. And clam cakes. Some of you people know about clam cakes. They're fucking good, man. And it's getting up, you know, it's going to start warming up north in Rhode Island. And they'll be opening up those clam shacks, man. Down at the beaches, you know. I always wanted to make a trip, man. I had a mobile home. Not the last camper I had was a 35-foot trailer, you know. But I did have a mobile home at one point, and I wanted to do a trip through New England along the water and just stop at every clam and lobster shack all the way to Maine. And what a trip that would be, because it's gorgeous in the summertime, man, up there. Not so much in the winter, but you do get some beautiful days in the summer. Lots of beautiful days, and it gets hot up there, man. I remember the summers, man. I remember nights when I was a kid where you just couldn't even sleep. It was so fucking hot. Fans blowing all over the fucking place, windows open, creeps crawling in your fucking windows. Like, hey, motherfucker! Yep, that happened to me when I was a kid, man. I look up and there's fucking 6'9" motherfuckers crawling in my bedroom window. I got up and went, boom! Fucking passed out from fear. Johnny has post-traumatic stress from my life. Finally caught that guy. That motherfucker tried to break in our house like 20 fucking times, man. I was only like 11, 12 years old. If I had a shotgun, I would have shot that motherfucker in a heartbeat. But we didn't believe in guns. I was like, we gotta get something. What am I gonna do? Hit him in the head with a fucking full beer? Fucking unload a case of beer out of the refrigerator at this motherfucker. Hitting him in the head with Miller Lite. That was our beer back then. What are we at? It's gonna be a short one, guys. I've got shit to do. Nothing important happened yesterday. Kind of a slow day. Besides this Trump shit. That's a big deal, man. Let's do a little bit of hater mail. Seeing there's always some low-hanging fruit in the fucking comments section. I'll tell you what, man. Some of you guys who watch this shit are funny as hell. Muahaha. Said, Johnny, you're going to have some corn. Johnny's going to have some corn in his pipes this morning. Johnny had some corn in his pipes. Yeah. R. Moby said, you do realize that the YouTube complaints are coming from the haters? Yeah, I do. I know. They kiss my ass. Here's by Mark HVAC. Not a strainer in sight and struggling with the lid. Unreal. Are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck drives a person like this guy? Really? Struggling with the lid. Was I? Wow. David Matke. Love your cooking videos. Yura Truffatori. He said, you need to trim those green beans. Tip and tail. Otherwise, it's like chewing on wood. Dude, I eat them by hand. Everything. I eat that whole plate with my fingers, man. You bite that shit off after. I'm not going to sit there and trim up a bunch of string beans. Let the motherfucker eating them do it. I mean, Johnny's only going to do so much. Riker said, I gained 4 pounds watching this video. Koa 106, hot damn, excellent work. All looks amazing. You're a good cook and a good man, my brother. Staying tuned. Happy Sunday. Larry Smith, looks awesome. Love your videos. It's, you read stuff like that and then you think, what is wrong with this fucking guy? By Mark HVAC. I mean, just a miserable fucking prick, man. Can you imagine hiring that guy to do something for you at your fucking house? Somebody so unhappy, and his take on the world is just so negative, man. He is the ultimate pessimist. Fucking Christ. Shoot yourself, man. Do us all a fucking favor. That one's gonna get me in trouble. William Loader. Boy, that looks good. If I ate that, I'd spend the day on the toilet. Looks pretty simple to do. It is very simple, man. But totally delicious. And I like the veggies in it, man. I like putting a lot more veggies than the normal. Pluto Galaxy said, Grandpa doesn't like cordless tools. That's just my thing, man. I know. Probably wishes he had his horse and buggy. Nah, I'm not back that far, my man. But I do like the reliability and the power that comes from a power hand tool. That's all. That's my preference. And I just don't like the fact that they've got you over a barrel now. They probably had this certain amount of tools, a number that they were like, we got to get fucking 50 million of these things out on the street. And once that happens, boom, we fucking quadruple the price of batteries. And that's exactly what they did, man. They're not coming down, guys. They're not coming down. So this guy, grinder pump guy, he's fucking hilarious, man. He says, that looks really tasty, John. My opinion is that you have hurt your hyena. My hyena? I think he meant hernia. And I hope I'm wrong. My hyena. I haven't had a hyena in a long time. I mean, I smuggled one into the country. Just because they like to laugh, you know. He said, you're doing good work for Lisa and her family, and I get it. You have a way of comforting people that I understand. Understand that you may need neck surgery after petting Mama's kitty. Whoa, this is a family channel, man. That's if she wants to play. Godspeed to all, and catch you on the morrow. Peace. Morrow, I think, is tomorrow. Yeah. Good evening, John. Man, that looks amazing. Wish I had me some of that. Enjoy and have a great day. Michael Martin. Chef Boyar Phillips, 59, 54, 9, BR. Johnny Chef Boyar Phillips doing his famous South Carolina low country boil. One guy said, where's the okra? I know okra is a big part of that boil, but I just hate the texture of that nasty shit when you boil it. Ugh! I tried it. It's like, fuck the okra. If that's the last thing on earth, just let me go quietly into the abyss. Big John said, there's gonna be a shit in the truck tomorrow. That's why I'm staying home, my man. This guy, William Merrick, 6159. Wow, John. Awesome. You and Steve Lav should do a charity cook-off. You think Steve Lav would come off a few dollars to feed people? Nah, I don't think so, guys. He seems a little tight. That motherfucker still has the first nickel he earned in his fucking life, man. That's the feeling I get, you know? I wish I did. I thought the other day, Jesus, you know how much money has gone through my fucking hands? If we only knew how to save from the time we were kids, you know? Good Lord, we'd all, this would be a different world. We wouldn't be, you know, basically the banks are like the mob, you know? Muscling us. We all own, we don't own our fucking house. Well, I do, but yes, I just bought my first house. You didn't buy it, the bank did, and you're renting it from them for the next 30 fucking years, and you're gonna pay fucking 4 times what it's worth. Anthony Zarcone. Damn, Johnny, this has to be the best meal you ever cooked. Get the bucket ready. Johnny Lobster from Rhode Island saying hi. He said, you need 50 little necks. They have them down here, bro. Never did the little necks, man. I like steamers. I don't buy little necks, man. I like steamers and quahogs. So this guy, he says, my boat's been out for maintenance going in next week. Back digging. What is the price of a little neck down there? Looks great. I don't know what they get. They do have them. They've got little necks at Detweiler's, man. Alright, guys. I'm going to cut this one. Oh, this guy, Michigan. This guy, he comes at me hard. Hey, Johnny Sunshine. Pew. Democratic coffee? Whoa, holy smokes. You better check your fur on that one, talking about that fart I laid out. Bro, I'm a seasoned veteran. I know when the mud's gonna fly. That's why you gotta ease them out. That was kind of high-pitched yesterday, man. I was hitting some high notes, Jackson. I actually can fart to a song, you know, if I wanted. Maybe someday I'll do that for you guys. You pick a song and I'll fart to it. I'm a human beatbox, Jack. I'm a funky guy. Yeah. This guy, he's funny. Whoa, holy smokes. You better check your fur on that one. That push had some volume, brother. You should have been next to me. You know, I'm pretty crude, and there are some things that I want to do that even I can't do them. Like just going into a fucking public bathroom when there's people in there and just fucking letting it rip. I mean, noisy fucking, you just know it's a sloppy fucking IBS shit, and just make all kinds of fucking noise and come out fucking wiping your forehead like, God damn. Damn, don't go in there. Let the fucking air clear. I would love to do that, but I just can't go that far with my grossness. George from Maine. George DeFusco. How you doing, my friend? That's a new name. Haven't seen that before. Fuck Plum Bob. Ah! That was Skullfoot. You're a good man, Johnny. No, Skullfoot said gasket first on the disposal. Skullfoot said I need to make that fart my ringtone. Ah. My daughter, her ringtone for my name. Remember the Duck Dynasty? Remember the fat guy? He wasn't one of the brothers or the family, but he used to say ham sandwich, ham sandwich. That was my ringtone for my daughter. If I called her, her phone would start going off. Ham sandwich, in his voice. Fucking standing in line at Dunkin' Donuts, scrambling, trying to get that phone to shut up. She's like, Dad, you embarrassed me. Yeah, I know, kid. You lucked out when you got me for a father. Anyways, guys. There's all kinds of shit happening in the world, man. Iran fucking dumped some bombs on Israel yesterday. Or the day before. It's crazy. Trump could get in, man. Trump could get in. Sad. God, I just hope something happens to him. It's really tough, man. But I gotta tell you, Israel, man. If anybody should know about people trying to exterminate another fucking class of people, Israel should. And what they're doing to those innocent fucking kids and children, I mean, women and children and families, and just destroying a whole fucking country, is terrible to me. And, that Netanyahu's gonna go to fucking hell, guys. I'm gonna end on that. But he's going to hell, man. He's got a lot of blood on his hands. And Hamas, the terrorist organization, yeah, they're just as fucking bad. But that doesn't mean you go in and kill everybody in the hopes that you get the bad guy. You know? What the fuck is with this? It ain't about that. It's about him stealing their fucking land, man. That's the same thing that's happening in Ukraine. It's about taking somebody's property. Just walking up and saying, we're going to beat like we did, you know, to the native Indians. Yeah, that's the same thing, man. Anyways, have a great day. That's going to get me some fucking bullshit.